Good morning, class. Welcome all of you. Due to the pandemic issues, we have started online lectures once again, and I hope we will cooperate each other during this critical situation, and we will cover our lectures, our syllabus, and end of the same we will pass all the exams with flying colors. Okay, so compulsory English, we have three essays in our syllabus for this particular semester, and there is one very good essay written by Tagore. Actually, it is a short story and essay. The lecture delivered by Rabindranath Tagore in America when he was over there and giving his lecture and expressing his thoughts. Uh, the thoughts got collected and it is shortlisted in our essay. So here is the main summary of the essay. The present story is an extract from a lecture that Tagore delivered in America in 1950. In it, he explains the circumstances in which he started his school. He has given his first-hand experience, how he started, how he organized all the things, and he literally started from the scratch to begin the school, to start his dream come true. He started a school at Shantiniketan. He was chiefly a writer and hence people doubted about its future. We all know that Rabindranath Tagore was a great philosopher, great thinker, and great poet as well. We know that he achieved a Nobel Prize for his collection of poem Gitanjali. So a poet, a writer, basically, how can he start a school and how the school would be was a all problematic question for the whole society, all people around him. Okay, he was inexperienced in matters like this. His idea of the school was based on the pattern of the ancient Indian forest schools. We all know that we had a tradition of Gurukul, uh, where students used to go to stay in the houses of the teacher itself, and they used to spend their whole life or the a portion of a life as their own family member at their houses. They used to do daily chores, contribute towards household responsibilities and all duties and works, and end of the day they used to learn first hand knowledge from the teacher, from the nature, from the surroundings, and they were not supposed to pay anything. No fees, no donation, no bribe, nothing was expected during that era from the students and the teachers as well. So Tagore always thought about those school as the ideal one, and that's why he started his school on the basis of those Gurukul ashram schools. And initially he faced a lot of hurdles, obstacles, and people were also doubted him. That was the main barrier. But still he started making his own dream come true. And let's see what happens next. Um, he wanted to bring up his students in the atmosphere of living aspiration. He wanted his students to lead simple lives and learn the lessons of life from nature and their teachers. As we have learned from sociology, history, that in ancient school, the typical Gurukul schools were very simple and uh, actions were more important, the activities were more important. The students used to participate actively in each and everything. There were one-on-one sessions, they used to talk to teachers directly, question answer sessions, debate sessions were there, group discussion sessions were there. Now we have the terminology, but all the things are past there, present. It was present over there. And students used to get the first-hand knowledge from the teacher, from the nature, and that was the main theme, because the knowledge received from the first fresh hand things will not vanish in future. It will remain in your mind, in your brain permanently. Then students used to live in their master's home. They were treated as the children of the house by their masters, as if their own kids, not students but kids. The students were not expected to pay anything. As we said, as we discussed earlier, that any benefit, any fees, any kind of monetary system was not over there. They were just living over there, learning and not paying anything. What was the payment? The actual work, the contribution given to the domestic duties. And that was the ideal education system. No bargain, no give and take, pure education. So Tagore started his school to provide his students with an intimate vision of eternal life. The focus was on philosophy of the life, the sublimity, eternity of the life. According to him, the purpose of education must be the fullest growth and freedom of soul. The main focus was on the full focus was on the growth of the soul, full growth of the soul, not to learn and get the job, not to learn and start earning money. The focus was on the mind, brain, soul, and the personality of that particular student. So we are not looking for any monetary financial growth or the financial benefit out of those schools, but the development of the personality as a human being. That was a major function. Then education should free man's soul from the bondage of any kind. Our soul is totally shackled. Social issues, domestic issues, personal issues, educational responsibilities. We need some finance. We need some money to grow in the life. But basically, we have to focus on the eternity, sublimity, philosophical thing of the soul. And what soul needs? Only knowledge and education, not any kind of luxurious life. To live a happy life, we don't need a typical high class bungalow or the car or the computer, costly bikes. Basically, we need happiness. We need knowledge. We need wisdom. Fine. Education should free man's soul from the bondage of any kind. It should give us the wealth of inner light and love. It should give us the wealth of inner light and love. मनशांती, प्रेम आणि आत्म्याचा प्रकाश जो आपल्याला आतून मिळतो, आत्मा ज्यावेळी सगळं संपन्न होतं, मन शांत होतं, तृप्त होतं, तो जो आनंद आहे तो कोणत्याही पैशामध्ये तोलता येत नाही. इट्स लाईक दॅट. इट शुड गिव्ह अ स्पिरिच्युअल विजडम. द ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ एज्युकेशन शुड बी द इटर्नल वेलफेअर. आपलं ऑब्जेक्ट काय आहे एज्युकेशनचं? व्हॉट इज द मोटो बिहाइंड गेटिंग एज्युकेशन? टू लर्न and spread spiritual wisdom. पैसाच मिळवणे हा एकच मार्ग नाही आहे खुश होण्याचा किंवा शिक्षणाचा. There are other things behind getting an education and spreading education as well. He pondered over it and found that the whole country was in need of such education. He really thought that first we have to focus on the soul, love, human life, basic relationships among mankind. That is the basic main thing which is needed by the whole country of our India, the country India. Tagore chose a place for his school in Bengal, which was dedicated by his father to the seekers of peace. And to start a school, we need some students, but we have to keep those students somewhere where they will sit, where they will perform their activities and duties. So he was bestowed by his father that he got a good sort of a land, and in Bengal, he's from the Bengal basically. That's why he has started his school in West Bengal. Thus he started his school in the lap of nature with 10 boys. Lap of the nature, in the nature itself, without any boundaries of rooms, classrooms, tables, or any sort of physical things. Totally natural surrounding. Only trees, plants, birds, flowers. The smell of the soil was over there, and they were enjoying learning over there. They were enjoying seeking peace of mind. They started getting wisdom of soul. Thus, he started his school in the lap of nature with 10 boys. Only 10 boys over there at the very first stage of their foundation of the school. Initially, he often went through a grave crisis. Definitely, when you venture in a very big movement or the mission, problems will be over there. But it doesn't mean that you have to stop over there and feel lacking behind. You have to fly again high. His resources were very small and he was greatly indebted. So basically, in ashram schools, student were not paying anything to the teacher, and teachers were supposed to give whatever they are supposed to give, from food, shelter, in case the person is not feeling well, the medical expenses. So initially for the 10 boys only also Tagore was indebted. He was running short of money, and still he was trying to start and carry out with all the school responsibilities. Contrary enough, his poverty itself gave him the full strength. But instead of getting back, staying, feeling unsuccessful, what all the grief circumstances does that, it resulted into his strength. He was feeling very strong that yes, I have to fight back. I have to fight back towards all the grim realities of the life and all the financial issues. In his ashram, there were disciples from all religions. Basically, the back then India was very much obstacled because of these caste issues, and giving education to all categories, all caste, all students from the all caste categories was a very difficult and high thing back then. But he was doing his very very best. He was using his all wisdom and full strength. Disciples means student. It was free from any religious creed or dogma. The main basic thing was, which was united, was there. The basic common thread was that there was, without any typical notion of any religion or caste category, they were imparting knowledge. That was the main basic thing. The caste system is not important. Education is important. The mankind, the human race, is the only basic main thing, not any other caste or religion. Fine. In Shantiniketan, Tagore carried out his theory of education. Whatever thoughts he has in his mind about education and life, he set it as a syllabus or a curriculum for that his Shantiniketan school. It was based upon his experience of children's mind. He has a very good experience of children's minds. He has studied the children's psychology, I guess. He believed in the power of the subconscious mind of children. Yes, children are full of enthusiasm, full of energy, and they have certain divine power into them. Their conscious mind is active and their subconscious mind is also active. As Tagore was nourished in the free atmosphere, he tried various experiments at his school. Basically, Tagore was from the open liberal family. When he was a child, he received all sort of liberty from health, wealth, finance, education. From all sides, he was very bestowed. Along with his other siblings, he was very happy to receive knowledge from various spheres of the life, whether it is the logic, sports, arts, fine arts, literature, or the music. Basically, Tagore's family was very much into music and literature. So he was the opinion of the during the early period of education, children should learn their lessons through natural processes. We are focusing on the first fresh-hand knowledge. We are not focusing on any typical machines or any practicals about it. We need the actual lessons from the life. His students learned singing, dramatic performances, drawing, paintings, and music directly through the persons and the things. We learn things from practice. If you know how to make tea and you're just reading that process of making tea several times, it will not help you unless and until you start making that tea by your own hand. That will be the fixed thing. It will implant on your mind, engraved on your mind. To cultivate the spirit of self-help and self-control was a motto of his school. This is a very, very important statement, that to cultivate the spirit of self-help and self-control, you have to be independent. You should not be dependent on anyone for any such small things. You have to be independent. You have to do your work, your daily chores, your eating, cleaning, washing clothes, washing utensils. All basic things you should be done by your own hands. And self-control, definitely, irrespective of any caste category issue or the finance or the social class system, you have to have your self-control. You should not lose your self-control at any cost of time. So that is the basic motto of his school, and this is the best education we can give us to any kind of a disciple. It was a totally different school than any formal school. In any Basically, in formal schools, what we have, the typical chairs, the blackboard, projector, big laboratories, various scientific apparatus would be over there. But main thing, self-dependent, independent, self-help, self-control will not be over there. We are just going lost in those such artificial commercial things, and we are not paying attention to the basic main thing of human life, the wisdom. The truth of life is wisdom, the happiness, the love, the relationship. That spirit is missing somewhere. So present story is an extract of a lecture that Tagore delivered in America, as we discussed, and his concept of Shanti Niketan in school is based on human beings, the self-help, self-control, the first-hand knowledge. Okay, so that was the gist of the short story, or the essay, or the lecture delivered by Tagore. Uh, Focus on his childhood memories, how he has spent his childhood, and definitely will come to know that he has formed his school on his childhood psychology. He has got experience of himself and his siblings, and then he started the school. And that school is a different one from any other school in all over the world. Okay, so thank you, student, for bearing with me. We don't have much time here to extend the lectures for the 45 minutes. Some technical issues are there, so we will stop over here. We'll continue in the next lecture. Okay, bye bye, take care.